So, what's on the agenda for today?
Um, I was watching a stream the other day about Man of Steel. and
What about it?
that film is really bad.
Man of Steel?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
it has so many problems in that movie. It's stupid.
I liked it.
The beginning bit when the planet's dying, but they're like, nah, we're not going to send our people away. We're just going to stay here and die. But
Well,
yet, but yet they send the prisoners away that escape because the planet blows up.
I still enjoyed it as a movie.
There is too much action at the end though. The last 5 minutes, too much action. And
Uh,
then he starts smashing through buildings, killing millions of people. Like he could have took Sword out of the city, but he's like, nah, I'll punch him in the city.
Punching through buildings.
But I just don't think Zack Snyder understands Superman or Batman really.
Hey, you can do good movies though.
I like Dawn of the Dead. That's the one I like.
Hmm.
I do like the Snyder cut, but I'm like, that's a really, you have to put a lot of, like 4 hours into watching that or watch it in 2 hours. Too
Yeah.
much. I'm glad he got his vision of what he wanted out there, but apart from that, well, a lot of people hate that. Is it Day of the Dead or what's it called? The is it Army of the Dead? I think that's what it's called.
I mean, yeah.
I like that
I
film.
like that movie, but his daughter's annoying.
Oh yeah, his daughter's like, yeah, treats him like a piece of shit.
Yeah, she puts everyone else's life at risk just to go back and rescue like a fucking friend.
Yeah, and doesn't she die, friend?
The friend dies anyway. Yeah, in a helicopter crash.
But there's only
She's the only survivor.
well, her and that black guy's alive still, 'cause he's in the fucking safe.
Yeah, but he's a zombie and he's infected.
Yeah, I don't. I wonder if they're gonna make a sequel to that.
Yeah, it's called Planet of the Dead.
Yeah, most of them, yeah, everyone's dead except for him and the fifth, and he's about to turn to zombie. Yeah, she runs off to the hotel to save a friend, and the friend dies anyway. So waste of time. But other movies, and there's some obviously Batman versus Superman. Um, is the one that is so obviously Planet of the Dead, the next one that he's gonna make.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
but I
one,
think her character was stupid. You know, at what point do you, like, you know, obviously I'd want to save my friends, but there becomes a point where you have to just give them up for dead. You know, because you're putting other lives at risk.
well, there's a nuke that's about to hit in Las Vegas. She's like, oh, I've got time to waste. I'm going to save someone.
Yeah, honestly.
You're all about to get blown up. You need to get out of there. That goes save your bloody friend.
They say, like, you know, if I had a choice to try and save one of my friends from death, I would take it. But you know, like I just said, there comes a point where you know maybe you should just you have to give them up for dead. You know, think of everyone
Yeah,
else around.
I know it's sad, but you either saving one person or you're gonna save everyone else. You have to choose what's better. Saving more than one person or saving one person.
It's like there were other people with her, you know, and her father has to risk their lives, his life, to go and try and rescue her because she thought it was worth it going off on some wacky dacky fucking crusade to rescue her friend, you know, which was, you know, a stupid. I mean, like, you know, obviously it's sad, but you know, because her kids would be orphans, but she shouldn't have fucking gone there in the first place. And you know, at that point, when literally a nuclear bomb's about to hit the city, there's fucking zombies everywhere coming after you, and you know, you got a limited amount of time to escape. You know, you don't go running into the hotel, you know, trying to find her.
So it's a waste of doing that. It's funny because every character's dead anyway. I do like when the beginning bit with the government, I'm like, they all get fucked up because of like car. Because
Oh yeah,
the guy can't
guys
concentrate because she's getting a
getting chucked
blowjob.
off.
He can't concentrate because of that.
He's not paying attention to the road.
So funny that that car destroys army vehicles.
Yeah.
And then the zombie gets let out and he goes to Las Vegas. And I do like the bit where at the beginning when the song's playing and you see how everyone's getting infected. What happened?
Yeah, yeah. Viva Las Vegas.
That
Viva,
that reminds me
Viva.
of like Zombieland 1 at the beginning when the outbreak's
Yeah.
happening.
Da 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 da. Na 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 na. Da 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 da. Na 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 na.
Yeah, I like that film. A lot of people give that film shit, but I still like it.
Zombieland's a fucking awesome movie.
No, that's Zombieland. I'm on about the Army of the Dead.
Oh, How I'm the Dead.
Yeah, everyone gives it shit, but I think it's alright.
Yeah, it's an alright movie.
I don't
I
know
just
what it is,
find.
but why is he obsessed with putting baby zombies in it?
I know he had one in Dawn of the Dead as well, didn't
Yeah, one of the most
he?
stupid.
Maybe because it's really creepy, you know? Like, he knows we're going to find it creepy, so he figures he'll just creep us out as much as he can.
Remember in Dawn of the Dead where the old woman finds his wife a zombie and the bit and she just give birth. The black guy's got the kid and the woman's like, "That's a zombie," and then tries to
Oh, yeah.
kill his wife
Oh,
and
you're going to
shoots
try
her.
and kill me. Yeah, he loses his mind. He's like, you're going to try and kill my family. Adam, have you seen The Army of the Dead on Netflix? Adam?
I
He's
don't
not
think
here.
he's there. When did that come out? 3 years ago or 2 years ago?
Army of the Dead?
Yeah.
2021.
Wow.
Then they released Army of Thieves later the same year.
Oh yeah, I watched that. I thought that was fun.
They're saying, like, you know, he's going to, in Planet of the Day, he's going to explore the idea of, you know, robot zombies and the idea of time loops more. So there's possible chance that the German guy Dieter might still be alive, or he might come back in
Yeah,
some way.
I've heard that it's like yeah, like when they go on the where the safe is and there's dead bodies already,
Yeah,
and then, like it looks like one of them looks like them were there before.
yeah,
I've heard
that
all
is
those
kind of creepy
theories. I watched the videos.
because that's what he taught the.
It's like maybe we're in a time loop, but that's going on. It's conspiracy and all that shit. What's she been up to?
Oh, I've been playing Callisto Protocol's new Riot mode, which is basically a hard mode like the mercenaries mode from Resident Evil.
Or is it for any fun?
Yeah, it's fun. Currently getting my ass kicked.
Or I think I got up a bit earlier today, so I feel like the day's been longer.
Yeah, I went to bed early last night. Went to bed at like 10 o'clock. Got a nice long night's sleep.
Yeah, it sounded like you needed it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I hadn't had a full night's sleep in a while. Oh my god, how many of these fucking things are there? Anyway, what was I saying? So we got the PlayStation Showcase tonight at 9. I'm going to be watching that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some Spider-Man trailer or gameplay, whatever.
We're
Try
probably going
not
to
to.
get The Last of Us as well, because they've been teasing The Last of Us multiplayer for about
Or
2 years now.
I think I got up a bit. Yeah, two
So
years.
probably. What? Yeah, I went to bed early last.
What is it the online mode for The Last of Us?
Yeah, it's going to be like some free to play online multiplayer mode. Like some kind of like Factions 2.0, some open world survival extraction style mode, basically.
Yeah, look, I got that's it up early for a reason to do like get a new van eventually.
Getting a new what?
A new van. I'm
Fan.
gonna try
What's
to
that
go
for?
in. The old ones like went too long to me. That's what I'm waiting for.
Alright.
Did you see that guy who passed away the other day?
Ray Stevenson.
Yeah, he was in a lot of like roles that weren't obviously the main people, but he was in a lot of films.
Yeah.
He did that Punisher film that I've never seen.
Oh
Punisher
yeah.
Warzone, I think it's called. So there's been four different Punishers. Obviously, Darth Lundgren was in the first Punisher film, and Ray Stevenson in the second one. Well, no, it was what's he called? Thomas something. He's called in the second Punisher film. He's the
Can't
guy out the
remember.
mist, I think. And then obviously Ray Stevens the third, and we've had John Bernthal as the Punisher. Apparently, Darth London like Punisher. The only thing they didn't have was the skull on the suit. So, but that pissed off a lot of Punisher fans.
Yeah, did John Bernthald's Punisher ever have the skull? I can't remember.
Yeah, he puts on his suit. But season one of John Berthel's Punisher is just not so good. But season two is alright, but there's a lot of things wrong.
Season 1 of something is always the best.
Some shows of season one that aren't that good. I'm trying to think of some, but there is definitely shows that I've seen where season one isn't that good, but after that it gets better.
Yeah.
People still consider Stranger Things season one as the best,
I do.
but I think Falls can be up there too.
4's good, yeah. I think season 1 is definitely the best season.
In the difference of season one, you can see they were
Season
experimenting
1,
with it.
season 1's slower and more scary.
Yeah, they were experimenting with it. You could tell that they obviously didn't have a lot of budget to see what they could do. I don't think they expected it to blow up like it did, though. I remember when I first started watching it, I was searching Netflix one day. I was like, "What is this show? Stranger Things." So I put it on. I was like,
Everyone's going on about it. One of them.
"Oh, that was before everyone started going on about it." I was just like, "Oh, what is this?" I put it on.
Yeah, I remember being advertised, in 2016. It was all over YouTube.
I don't even know if I'd seen the trailer for it. I just remember searching Netflix like, "Oh, this looks interesting."
I seen a trailer in 2016 where it's like, it's got Brenner sitting down with Eleven, like, today is a special day or whatever.
Yeah, and then season two, I watched that basically in a day. Season two reminds me a lot of Aliens, but not as good. Well, that's when we get Steve and Dustin's relationship. That's great.
Yeah, that bromance.
That's when it starts. I'm glad we finally got a main bad guy, like a human bad guy.
Yeah, Vector.
That is like so cool because we've not had like a proper bad guy. We've had the
I do
mind
kind of,
player.
I don't really like that he's the one behind the mind flayer though. I didn't like that. Kind of felt
I
like a
thought
cop
they
out.
both
Kind of
worked
felt
in
like a
together.
cop out. Felt like with the mind flayer, it felt like they were building up to something epic, and then it felt like a cop out when it just revealed he was behind the mind flayer. I'm like, are you serious? This fucking villain who's apparently been there from the start, we'd never even heard of him before. He's the one behind this. Basically the mind flayer is basically the big bad. Was supposed to be like the big bad villain of the series, right? And then instead they introduced this fucking human villain who turns out to be behind him, so it just felt like a cop out, They've been like they were.
I just presumed that they were both working together. He weren't controlling it.
Yeah, well, it felt like they were just building up to have the Mind Flayer as this ultimate evil villain. Especially the way it communicates with Eleven through Billy in season 3. And then but then the reveal that it was created by some fucking guy.
Well, I think a lot of people
And
complained about season
the way
three.
the way it communicates with Eleven in season 3, it indicates you would get the idea that this is the first time they've spoken. As like it's given its villain speech, whatever. Like you let us in, and now you're going to have to let us stay. He's taught when he says you let us in. It feels like he's talking as if he's not human. You
Yeah,
let us in.
They didn't have a plan for a main bad guy until season 4. There's like
Yeah.
a lot of people complained, didn't they, about season 3? That it wasn't very good. A lot of people like stopped watching it, and then season 4 came out, and they're like, "Holy shit, it's some good TV."
Where's Adam gone?
I don't know, but when they put the show up into two I think that's good. And people talk about it a lot longer than it comes all out at once and everyone stops. Because that's what normally happens. Everyone normally just stops talking about it after like a week or so. I think Netflix would last a lot longer if they did episode a week.
Hmm.
It's just it would keep people talking about it for how many episodes? What was it, 7 or 8? There was I can't remember how many episodes, but
Something like that, yeah.
it really kept people talking about it over like 2 months. Back now. But I do like that there's a villain there's a lot of like Freddy in it. Freddy and Vecna.
Yeah, yeah, like Nightmare on Elm Street style stuff.
Yeah. The way he kills
Let's have a look.
people.
Oh,
Uh we try to do the tier list now.
what tier list is it?
Ranking the Stranger Things characters from season 4.
Okay.
I'll share my screen and then we can. Don't know what happened to Adam, but he was there. And then it's
He's not feeling well.
alright. It's already said when you came on.
Yeah, well, he feels he had a really bad cold. Like, feels like shit. He said he'd been sick.
Damn.
Bear with me a moment because I'm just destroying these biophage and or biophage, however you say them, in the Calypso. Once this round is over, which it should be soon, I know.
Can you when you have a chance, do you see it?
Hang on. Pause this also. Oh, chill, there it is. Says it's paused, you minimize your application.
Why is it doing that?
You're not showing off like all our Discord stuff to like stream, are you?
I've turned that off. I do something wrong. Double screw. This.
Have another look. Oh, never mind.
Well, it's not. I'm trying to do it. It's taking ages to.
Hmm.
I'm gonna join back and leave and join back, see what happens. I also can't share the screen, but I can still tell you where the characters are.
Yeah, sure.
Well, the first character is Eddie Munson.
What are the tiers?
SABCD.
Which is the best? A.
S.
S, obviously, S tier.
Yeah, Eddie is one of the best characters. It's a shame they killed him off. They should
S
have.
tier.
They should have kept him alive.
No, he was too good to live.
No, but they do it every season as a character everyone likes, and they're like, nah, I'm dead.
Bump him off.
Yep. Ian and Dustin were just great. And when he does Master of Puppets on the oh,
Yeah,
that was one
on
of
the
the best
guitar.
scenes.
Top of the
Yeah,
trail, yeah. You gotta remember, like, Master of Puppets only came out like a month earlier, so in order to learn that song, you had to be jamming out to it every single day.
yeah. Alright, so the next one is the cop, the black cop.
Oh, what's he called? Oh, he has a name. I can't remember his name. I know who you're on about.
You don't, does he do anything this season? I don't think he does.
The one who took Hopper's place as chief.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're on about. It's Pollard or it's either Pollard or another one. One of them's called Pollard. I can't remember which one it is.
So where do we put him?
Just put him in okay. I mean, put him in C, I guess.
C, yeah. I don't
Because
remember him doing much.
he is well, like, he shows that he is a bit, obviously, unlike the other one, he's a bit more capable, and obviously that's why he got the promotion. I think he got the promotion. He got the promotion and not the other one because he's a lot more.
Oh, the
Unlike,
other one's an idiot.
unlike the other one, who's a twat. He's a lot more.
Anybody makes jokes when someone dies.
Yeah.
You're like, why are you saying all this stuff? Come on.
The one who becomes chief, he's a lot more reasonable, a lot more sensible, smarter. He's not as good as Hopper, obviously, but he's got his head in the right place.
Yeah, I agree.
So, for example, he doesn't immediately classify Eddie as a suspect just because just because a corpse was found on your property, it doesn't immediately make you guilty of their murder. He only makes Eddie a suspect. See, Eddie's not hiding from the police. Eddie's hiding from the guys that are after him. But he doesn't start counting Eddie as a suspect to murder after he's confirmed to be at the scenes of 2 murders. Who are the...
It's the way the murders look too. They're not like very good. The bodies, yeah, it doesn't look normal. The bodies are. That's what the cop says. He's like, what the hell?
Mm.
The next person we've got is Erica.
What's the second to good?
Second to good.
Yeah, what's just done?
F-A-B-C.
Put her an A.
Yeah, she becomes like our own character in this season.
Yeah.
Joins the main group.
Can't spell America without Erica.
Oh, the next person we've got is the fucking bully.
Jason.
The jock. Well, yeah, Jason.
No, he's not really much of a bully.
Yeah, he's obviously angry because his
He's
girlfriend died. Yeah. I remember
he thinks
now, yeah, he thinks Eddie killed his girlfriend, that's why he's pissed. So that is a bully. He's not your typical jock.
He does call Eddie a freak in the cafeteria, but Eddie doesn't help himself by acting like a bit of a dick.
Yeah, the reason it's the time period too. That's why he called him a freak.
Yeah.
Because playing Dungeons and Dragons, you seem like a devil worshipper or something.
He's also confirmed to be very religious, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah. In the 70s and 80s, they were very religious.
The Satanism craze,
the Satan panic, what it was called.
Yeah, the panic, whatever the hell, Satan panic or whatever it's called. Can't remember.
Yeah, it's not. It's something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is. But I would put him in the middle.
Satanic panic, that's the word. Satanic panic, that's what it's called. It's like the Red Scare. It's like the Red Scare in the 1950s and 60s. Everyone in the Red Scare was terrified of communism, to the point that everyone was out in public protesting against communism. To no one at all. I mean, who the fuck's going to listen? You're in America, one of the most capitalist countries on the planet.
Yeah, but the religion's not as big as it used to be in America, that's for sure.
So the Red Scare, everyone was out, everyone was out in the parks, just with signs up saying "Better dead than red." But to who? Where the fuck are the communists? Who are they protesting?
What was that called?
It's the Red Scare.
Yeah, everyone's just scared of everything.
It's like, they were protesting against communists that live thousands of fucking miles away. Right, they give a toss. But anyway, just like the Red Scare before, the Satanic Panic was a massive wave of hysteria across America that got everyone worried about, the next generation being into Satanism and all that. Because of these new violent video games and board games and comic books and all that shit, stuff that was, anti-conservative and anti-religious, just counts, like hippies basically. Like they saw people like that, alternative, people who, what do they call it? There's a word for it. Someone who doesn't conform, non-conformatism. That's it. People that didn't conform to the way they believed that the world should be. They thought they were into all that stuff. They
They
thought it was
didn't
going to
agree with
corrupt
the
their
war,
mind.
did they? They didn't agree with the war that was happening.
In the 80s, the Satanic Panic, that wave of hysteria, they thought all this new age stuff like video games, comics, and board games like Dungeons and Dragons
Oh,
were going to
and
send.
music, like, yeah, rock,
Yeah, rock
metal.
music. They thought it was going to convert youths into Satanists.
Yeah, very religious. That's the time they're citing. I'm gonna put him in B for the middle because I don't think he's a bad character. A lot of people give him hate, but
I give him C. Then we can't rate him next to Erica.
well, she's an A. The middle's B. I was gonna put him in the middle.
All right, we'll put him in B then. Yeah.
So I think I do. So I do understand where he's coming from and what his religion is, and it looks like part of a ritual. What's happening? Well, it is part of
And
it.
he gets killed in the most horrific fucking way possible.
Yeah, then people were cheering that when that happened, and I was like, what? Right, there's a character in. Remember the kid in the.
Like, he's a teenager. He's got his entire fucking life ahead of him. He did not deserve to, even if he was acting like a dick. He did not deserve to die like that.
Was he acting like a dick though? Like, I
I
understand
mean,
where he's coming from. He went too
I
far with it,
mean,
obviously.
his head was not in the right place. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
But basically, what I think is like, you don't cheer for teenagers to get murdered like that. Brutally
No,
split.
he's not your typical jock that's a dick for no reason. I understand where he's coming from. And I get why his dad is Christian. Christians are obviously gonna believe devil and all that shit. That's what happens. So on the next guy we've got is the kid who's in the car who died second with the glasses.
Oh, can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is, but is he called Kenny or something? No.
His name definitely sounds like that.
Yeah, does he get much of a character? I don't think he does, really.
He basically existed to, like, be Nancy's new work friend who may or may not have had a crush on her.
Yeah, when
And then,
sees the cops
and then he
start
gets,
turning and saying you should die and all that shit, you're like, what the fuck?
yeah, and he gets killed horribly.
Where should we put him?
Uh, put him in D because he
Yeah.
doesn't get a lot of characterization before he's just bumped off.
The next one is the counselor that Maxie, the woman.
Oh, you can put her all up. She has no characterization
She has
whatsoever. You can put her.
she has nothing.
She has. I remember there's all these theories about how like because she has like a watch around her neck, on a necklace around her neck. People are like, oh, she's the one who helps Vecna find his victims.
Yeah,
Like, and then
both people were in like were seeing her as the counselor that died.
yeah,
Both of them anyway.
and it turned out like there was completely no connection at all.
Yeah, she's just there for a character. Nothing to do anything. The next person is Brenner.
Well, he was already.
Brenner, he's got an S tier, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
Brenner's a great.
yeah,
He's a great villain because in a twisted way, even though he did put her through hell in a twisted way, he did care about Eleven
yeah, he did. Yeah, these,
in his own
yeah,
twisted way.
he still, yeah, he really died. He deserved to die like that because he's horrible. But He did care
It was
about Eleven in a twisted way. He did awful shit.
it was very tragic. He was like a tragic villain.
Yeah, well, he did kidnap
If you
all the
read-
kids.
And if you read the book, which is about Eleven's mother, it's even worse things he did. Like it's revealed, like he deliberately got Eleven's father drafted to Vietnam, where he was killed to get him out of the way, basically. Because Terry, Eleven's mother, she was like he promised he'd be there with her, to look after her. He'd help her if anything happened. And in the end, he couldn't be there for her because Brenner pulled some strings, had him drafted to Vietnam, and if he didn't go, that was a felony, so he'd have to run away either way.
Yeah, Brennan was awful.
And then he died there. So yeah,
Yeah,
Brenner, and then obviously he erased. He made turned Terry into a vegetable. So he basically robbed Eleven not only of her childhood but of both her parents.
yeah, he's awful. She,
So even though he cared about her in his own little way, he did some horrible things to her. He basically robbed her of an entire life.
yeah, and
Poor,
he didn't
poor,
really teach her anything. She didn't even know what some stuff were, like not really like words. And
become a government lab rat.
yeah, she didn't even know what friends meant.
What is friend? Yeah, she had no
Yeah,
friends, and that makes sense as well if you think about in season 4 how we saw all the other kids there. Her memories of that were erased, but she never even. They were all mean to her, so she still never had any friends, even when she was there.
the next person is one from Fitness Human.
Oh, Henry.
Henry, yeah, he's it's his human form now. This
Put him in S because he plays 11 like a fiddle.
he was
He's
such
a
yeah.
he was such an he was evil as fuck him, and I loved it.
He
He
killed
was like,
the way he kills the kids is so brutal.
oh yeah, I like how it fakes you out at the beginning. It makes it like 11 killed them all, but it turned out it was him.
Yeah, he's that she sent him to the upside down.
The upside down. He created the upside down by sending him there. On the Well, it's like she sent him there, and then when she reopened the gate again, that's what created the upside down. It created because it's proven that the upside down didn't exist before the gate was opened on November 6th, 1983.
Oh
Because
yeah,
in
that's quite stuck in time, isn't
season
it?
four they go to the upside down. It's revealed that everything's frozen on November 6th, 1983, the day that the gate opened, which means that world didn't exist until the gate opened.
Yeah,
Because it copied everything that was in our world at the time, basically, and nothing ever changed.
so it doesn't age. The next person is I think she, what's the cheerleader called? Um,
Chrissy,
Chrissa. Yeah, Chris is the next person. She doesn't get much of a character in this really.
she's a sweet girl.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's really sad to see her die.
I think she's gonna go in C tier. That's what I'd say
Mm.
because she wasn't a good character. She wasn't. She meant something to the story and Eddie. That's the whole
Yeah,
reason Eddie like that in his
it's
thing.
like and then, like he even dedicates the song to her before he starts playing it.
Oh, this is that the band girl that thing is into. What's her name?
Angela,
Yeah,
yeah, if you can put her at the bottom, she's a bitch.
she doesn't. Not
She
Angela.
doesn't think.
Not Angela. The other one is Pat. Who what's the girl called? He's with Steve. That turns out to be gay. What's her name?
Oh, Robin.
Robin. You don't really get what Robin's into. She don't really get much of a character, does she? She's only in 2 scenes, I think.
Robin. She's not only in two
No, not
scenes.
Robin. Robin. The other girl
Oh,
Robin's into.
the girl she's interested in.
Yeah. I think she only gets two scenes. She gets the music one at the end. Oh, Max is going in
Yeah,
S tier because I think Max is one of the best parts about season 4.
yeah, she really is.
Season 4 revolves on what around her, and
Yeah, it's basically her story.
yeah, and like it's how the fact that uses the grief and the regrets Geisha.
Mm.
And that part where she escapes when they play the song because they all saved her. We've got Hopper. I think they redeemed Hopper this season. Because season 3, Hopper was not the same, was it? Hold on, man. I think I've disconnected. Discord is active. Okay. Yeah, it disconnected me. What the hell?
Oh,
Well, I got disconnected for a second there.
okay.
Um, I said next person is up. It's Hopper, and I think they redeemed her this season.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely did better with him.
They made him more of a serious character like season 1 and 2. Season 3 he didn't act like the same person.
Season 3, he acted a bit like a selfish douchebag, didn't
Yeah, like he was gonna abuse
he?
Ellen.
It definitely felt like, he could definitely try, but obviously he'd probably get his ass thrown around. But what was it? Yeah, when he walks in, he's like, "When I say I mean 5 inches."
So when we put him, should we put him in S tier?
Yeah, he's a good character.
Oh, yeah, Oppa's one of everyone's favourite. Everyone's least favourite, Jonathan.
Oh, fuck Jonathan.
He doesn't do fuck all really this season.
Still doesn't do anything.
He's just a pothead.
Yeah, they turned him into a stoner. That's kind of depressing, really. That's what his life's come to. He's become a stoner.
Yeah, because they don't even know what to do with his character. It's certain. I'm gonna put him in. I'm gonna have to put him in D tier. Basically, all he is this season is a driver, a stoner, and that's it.
Mm.
Doesn't even get a story arc except for that moment with Will.
His stoner friend Argyle gets more characterization in him.
Yep. What was the guy called in Russian that helps um Hopper escape or tries to? He called.
Um,
Oh, what's it?
we don't know his actual name, but his what's he called? He hasn't. They give him an Italian nickname. The name of the rest Enzo. That's it.
Oh yeah, Enzo is. I enjoyed him in the show. I think it's A tier for him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh, we've got Will. Not Will. We've got Mike. Mike. What does Mike do this season? It's
A
just a
whole lot of.
supporting character, really.
Yeah, I'd say that Mike. I remember how Mike was one of the main characters of season 1. He slowly got less and less screen time as it went on.
You could see the that's another character that I like down. I think when I put him in C, I think he's better than Jonathan. I'm gonna put him in C, even though he didn't do much.
Hmm.
What's Henry's dad called?
Uh, Victor Creel.
Victor Creel's next.
Put him in C because he was
He's a tragic character.
charismatic, but ultimately didn't have a lot going for him.
Very tragic for him, though.
Yeah,
His own son killed his wife and daughter.
yeah.
And
They thought
he thinks that it's, yeah.
he was framed for it by his own son.
Yep, I'm gonna put him in C. We got Steve. Steve, I would put him in S. What do you think?
Who? Steve.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, put him in S. Remember how
I
in
remember,
season?
I didn't when he was gonna die. I thought he was gonna die this season.
Remember in season one? It was like Nancy's too good for Steve, and then as the seasons went on, it became more like Steve is too good for Nancy.
It's like Nancy's gotta be with Jonathan, and then she's like, fuck Jonathan. Should have been Steve the whole time.
I know she starts falling back for Steve again. Tell you what, she changes guys like she's changing socks. Total slapper.
It's funny and everyone hated Steve in season one a bit because he's like a dickhead and a bully, and then
We
season
got
two they're like, oh, we're gonna put him in Dustin.
we got we got to remember Steve in season one. So again, he was a more realistic take on the bully. He wasn't really much of a bully. It's like when it was his friends who were the bullies.
Well, I've got to
Like when
say he was in the right because that guy was a fucking perv.
Jonathan
Jonathan
took pic. Yeah,
was a
yeah.
perv.
It's like when it's like before then his friends started bad mouthing Jonathan's brother, and he was like, I think Steve was like, come on guys, that's not funny. And then he was like, trying to with Nancy asking about Barb, like, did you see Barb leave or not? And then he finds out someone's been taking pictures of his girlfriend while she's undressing. And that's when he gets angry.
I
Took
don't,
his toy away.
I don't blame him.
Bit of a mistake there as well. He uses the term stalking about 10 years before its first recorded use. In that sense.
Next character is 11.
Esther.
Yep.
I mean, she didn't do a whole lot in season 4, but give her the benefit of the doubt on the fact that she's the literal protagonist of the whole.
Season 4 was just getting her powers back.
Yeah, she's literally the protagonist of the whole show. She's the main character. That's why she's always like she's front and center on every poster. So
Yep. It's Angela in the face with a fucking roller skate. Yeah, season 4 was just getting her powers back and believing in herself again.
thing is though, I pointed out once when Angela's bullying people, well, girls like that bullies like that when they bully people, they expect their victims to sit there and take it because you obviously you can't fight back. You can't start a fight without risk of consequences. You can't hurt someone physically. You know she probably expects her victims, like most bullies do, to just sit there and take it because they believe them to be weak. But 11, she's only ever known one way of solving her problems, and that's through violence. So even without her powers, what does she do when she gets pushed too far? She resorts to violence and she breaks her nose.
Yep, at least she didn't have her powers then, though.
Oh yeah, she already tried it. She didn't realize she didn't have a choice. She tried it. She would have marginalized her if she did. Angela would have been fucking marmalade on toast. Yeah, like she would have been splattered.
Yeah,
And she tried it in the middle of the school, didn't she? But she didn't. She didn't have her powers.
the Autobots was a weirdo for doing it. Next character is Will's mum. She goes to Russia.
Oh, sorry.
She saves Hopper.
She's always been an S tier character, I think.
Yeah, she's the second antagonist,
You mean protagonist?
protagonist. Yeah, they really like. She's always been front and center, really.
And they finally got her and Hopper to shack up.
Yeah, finally. Then we've got Vector, who's next. Vector.
Well, he's technically the same as Henry Creel, isn't
Yeah, just boy.
he? Where did you put Henry Creel?
Esther.
Put Vecna in B tier because he's a good villain, but I found his human form to be much. Ironically enough, his human form was much more intimidating, in my opinion.
The monster form's a bit creepy.
It's definitely creepy, but I'm taking into effect how charismatic he was. Like I thought his human form was a lot more freakier, considering he felt like a real serial killer or a real freak, didn't he?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I put him in A. I go in the middle. I put him in A.
Oh yeah, put me there.
The next one is Mike's mum. She's
Karen.
gonna be D tier 'cause she didn't do anything this season.
Yeah, Karen started doing less and less.
We'll do.
So yeah.
Just worried about Will, and that's about it. So we've got Will, who's next.
Well,
When I put him in B tier,
yeah, well, this is the season where we finally get full confirmation that Will is 100% gay. This was more like,
I just thought they
I
don't
think,
go through with him being with Mike at the end of the show because that just seems weird.
yeah, that'd be creepy. That'd be just that feel.
That seems just come out of nowhere. That's what my
It
problem
wouldn't even
is with
feel
it.
like it wouldn't even feel wrong. It'd just feel like a cop out.
Yeah, because
You know?
we've not even
You've
got a hint that Mike's gay.
Especially yeah, because he loves 11. He finally like said like he fully said to her in the last in season 4 that he loved her. You can't just and then Will has to just sit there and take that he's the boy he's in love with loves someone else.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll introduce another gay character in season 5.
I should hope they do.
Alright, the next one is he called Luke? What's he called? Lucas. Lucas, that's his
Luke.
name. Lucas is going in S
Um,
tier, because I think he did greatest.
yeah, SRA. One of the others.
Put him in. I'll put him in A, then.
Yeah, that sounds about good.
Is the Russian, it's not Russian, but what's his name? Murray, that's his name, isn't it? Murray.
Oh no. He can go straight in S tier. He's always been an S tier guy. And
He's so funny.
he was great. He's
He,
always
he,
been great.
he gets like more screen time this season.
I like how he was a breakout character from season 2.
Yeah, because he's just sat at the gate trying to find out what happened to Barb. Imagine being that actress and you're in the season 1 and you get killed off and you see how big everyone else is getting from it.
I know.
You must be like, holy shit, I'm pissed.
Yeah, you'd feel like you got the short end of the stick, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Alright, the next one is Nancy.
Uh, put her in C because she's always felt like, she's never been that great a character for me.
Season 1, she helps fight Demogorgon.
Season 2,
Um,
she fights to get the lab shut down. She fights to get the lab shut down because they got Barb killed. She thinks
I mean, she
morally that's
makes
right.
like, she makes a bet, doesn't she? So,
Yeah, she's like morally, she was morally getting the lab shut down. That's morally right to get justice for Barb. However, Owen straight up tells her why the lab can't be shut down because they're the only thing keeping the gate from being opened again. The gate keeping it in check basically.
no, he's doing the right thing.
And then she still decides to go and have the lab shut down. So if the lab gets shut down, what the fuck is going to stop the gate from expanding?
Well, we see what happened when it shut down. Everyone died.
Yeah, basically.
Who's just what's the other story guy called? Um,
The other what?
the other story guy.
Oh, Argyle.
Yeah, maybe we're gonna put him.
Put him in S tier. In fact,
Yeah,
no,
he's
put him in A. Put him in A tier because he felt like Eddie's opposite. Like they were both chilled out stoners, but while Eddie was a functional metalhead, Argyle felt like a blitz. He was always blitzed, and he was like a million miles away, but he didn't have much of a clue what was going on most of the time.
he still doesn't understand what's going on.
And what was it? I do like there's a moment where after Jonathan gets stoned, they both get stoned and at the dinner table, and Jonathan's completely fucking out of it. He doesn't know what's being said around him, and he asks for the wine or something or the olive oil. And Argyle corrects him and tells him that it's not actually what he's asking for, and then he's the one he listens to Joyce and Jonathan's like, "What? Wait, what's going on?" And says, "Your mother's going to Alaska." And he's like, "You're going to Alaska?" So that basically says that Argyle's been doing weed a lot longer than Jonathan has, so he's more functional, and that makes him
Yeah,
that makes him cool. It's funny,
we've
funny
got
to
this.
see someone more experienced.
We've got the other Russian guy who sells everyone out.
Oh, Yuri,
Yeah,
put him in a
he does
C
he
tier.
does the right thing at the end.
I put him in C because he's still pretty stupid.
Well, they're stupid for trusting him.
Yeah, true.
The next one is Dustin.
Dustin, S tier, I think, because there's Dustin does most of the brain work if you think about it.
He's the one who figures out where Eddie is and what's happening.
And if it weren't for Dustin knowing that super genius girl, having a super genius girlfriend who lived close to California,
Yeah.
they never would have been. They never really would have been able to find 11 as quick as they did, would they?
Oh yeah.
The only reason they found 11 is because Dustin just so happened to be dating someone who was really super, super smart.
The last one we've got is
What?
why did I forget a name? What's her name? Gee. Oh, I
Who?
forgot what her name is. Maya Hawke is she called?
Oh, Robin.
Robin, there we go. Robin. I don't know why I forgot her name, but Robin,
What you
last
talking about?
person we've got here. What?
We were literally talking about her a minute ago.
Oh no, I just forgot her name for a second.
I'll put her in A tier.
Right. Well, I put all the ones that aren't really anything like Angela in D tier, the other Drac in D tier. There's like
Um,
characters that I never, they don't really do much.
Robin does a fair amount though.
Well, yeah, Robin, I put her in B. Well, in A, I put her in A, so.
Mm.
Well, this is the tier list. Hope you enjoyed it.
Whoever's watching. And it's been an hour. What is that?
Let's
You
see
think?
what time. We've been going for an hour and 6 minutes, so yeah, we can wrap up there.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Just see you
Sorry.
next time. Goodbye.
Bye.